here, many people complain about Islamophobia. Now, Islamophobia is recognized as a major phenomenon of bigotry against Muslims and Islam in the West. And in the United States, instead of just, allowing the negative portrayal of America itself prevail under the notion that America is Islamophobic and Americans hate Islam, this is total nonsense. America is welcoming Islam. Islam is part of American history, American presence, and American present and American future. So there is no one religion in the United States. America is a basin for all faiths, and all religions and religious traditions are protected by the Constitution. No one can change that. However, there is a small group of haters and fearmongers and misinformation experts who are spreading false information about Islam. Definitely they are using the acts of ISIS and few extremists here and there to conflate terrorism with Islam. And you cannot underestimate this network. Through research, we discovered a network of Islamophobia organizations. We called it the Inner Core of Islamophobia Network in the United States. We found out that there are at least 37 full-time organizations that spread, misinformation about Islam. They had access to $119 million between the year 2008 to 2011. Through their activists nationwide, they tried to pass 78 bills and pieces of legislation to ban Islam in America in different states. They failed in many of them, but their strategy is to create a controversy and national conversation about Islam as a threat to America. So unfortunately, you can see that the misinformation, lands on ears and with people who do not know, and sometimes they legitimately fear Muslims because they do not know any better. They only maybe watch Fox News. If you constantly watch Fox News about Islam and Muslims, you will hate this religion and you will hate every Muslim, because they focus on the misdeeds of few Muslims. They hardly show any report or any story about the contributions of American Muslims or the contributions of Islam to the world civilization. They do not tell the story of the 1.7 billion people who lead a healthy and productive and peaceful life. And they're good neighbors, they're good engineers, they're good CEOs. Those stories are not told. Or the stories of the thousands of Muslim physicians in America who are saving lives every day and treating patients. You don't see these stories on Fox News. You see Daesh, ISIS stories, and you see people, linking Islam to these, terrorists. So you cannot underestimate the negative impact that the likes of Fox News can have, not only on the public and those who do not know Islam, on the psyche of American citizens who are children in their schools. So back to here. So these individuals and organizations are active, working, in sometimes in coordinated fashion, and they compete among themselves to misinform the public, smear organizations, individuals, including myself and CAIR. If you Google my name and CAIR, you see a lot of garbage coming from these people, juxtaposing information, taking them out of context. And of course, the majority of people who see this never met me. They do not know my story. They don't know what I do. But I defend the rights for free speech. But of course, there's a huge difference between free speech and misinforming people about, these values. Some of them train police officers, police departments on how to fear Islam and Muslims. And that is the danger. So they have serious impact on some law enforcement agencies. And I believe these individuals are posing, as experts, but they are no experts. They have political agenda and sheer hatred of Islam and Muslims, and therefore, putting the spotlight on these people and exposing them is an important service to America, its future, and the peaceful coexistence of all faith traditions in the U.S.
So I see some personal names like Pamela Geller, Joe Kaufman, these people. Do you think they
including this guy here,
Mr. Jasser?
Yeah.
So do you think they actually know like 100 Muslim people themselves?
I do not know. Maybe they speak to self-hating Muslims who are maybe propagating this for profits, because it's very profitable in America to smear Islam, because again the overwhelming majority of people do not know Islam, and there's a lot of fear mongering taking place. So unfortunately, it's a dishonest business. It's profitable to sell fear rather than to sell a constructive and positive vision. So some people are profiting from this, and there are some people who say they were Muslim, like Walid Shabat. He's profiting from misinforming the public about Islam and misleading police departments about who Muslims are. So, of course, they use their names, their background as legitimizing title to their audience. But when you investigate deeper, you see that they're not experts on terrorism, they're not experts on Islam, but they are becoming experts, in misleading people about who Muslims are.
Well, I would suggest everyone to go out and find these people on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and follow them and message them and say, hi, how are you? Yeah,
sure, yeah. And also they can visit Islamophobia.org, Islamophobia.com to learn more about these people and, their campaigns against Muslims.
Great.
Okay.